Hello and welcome live here on CROW LAX TV. My name is Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw is on the camera and we're getting set for today's matchup in the Junior B Tier 1 division between the visiting Fort Saskatchewan Rebels and the home side Crude Lacrosse Club. You are tuned in at the exact right time. We're just getting started here. The opening face-off has not even gone underway yet. It's a long storied rivalry between the Rebels and the Crude. One as old as time, one back when I was playing minor lacrosse. You'd show up to the barn just to watch, and now I get the pleasure of talking over one here today. We're gonna get set at half. Cale Harris, he's gonna step in to take this draw for the Crude on the home side in the center dot. And here we go, ready to get underway. It's gonna be the face-off violation called on St. Albert, so it's gonna be Rebels ball to open up this contest. They bring it down in along the right side, tossed up to Kohut at the top. Kohut, he's gonna bring this down to the right, looking for a passing option, feeds it out. That pass gonna be bobbled now as the Rebels are able to recover. Still 12 seconds to go on the shot clock. Kohut, he's got it again, makes a cut towards the center. A one-handed shot let go there, and a nice save by the starting goaltender for the Crude here tonight, Will Horn. It's gonna be St. Albert that look to move up the floor now. Nikipolo steps across half, passes it off as the Crude offense going to get their first opportunity to step out on the floor once again in this one. Escaping behind the net here, Austin Wells, he's got it. He's going to pass that out to the left shooter, and now using the right side of the floor are the Crude as Fodchuk's got it. His pass going to get swiped out of the air there by Alex Zorniak and recovered by the Rebels. Cale Owen, he's got it now. Or my apologies, that's Tej Brown who comes across half. Going to feed that one up to the point as the Rebels going to go on attack here once again. 18:56 to go in this first period. 0-0 remains your score on both sides. The long shot from the outside by Jackson Baker going to find its way into the right corner. Recovered by the Rebels. They'll get the reset of the shot clock. Back up to the point. Simonson, he's going to throw that out to the left as the Rebels continue to move around the ball well here in the Crude zone. Baker, he's got it. Trying to cut towards the net. Tried to feed it out now. Going to be recovered by the Crude. Tyson Smith going to use his speed. Creates a 2-on-1. Fodchuk going to get in all alone. Fodchuk scores! Joshua Fodchuk, the captain for the Crude, gets his side up 1-0. 18:25 still to go in the first. An early test for the starting goaltender for the Rebels, Bowen Carpenter, left out to dry and couldn't make it happen that time around, but we'll see. It's still early as we get set at half here once again. Simonson gonna pull that one out back. The Rebels gonna bring it in quickly in along the right. Fed up here is Dylan Pook now. He'll move it back up to the point. Simonson, he's got it. We'll try to feed that out left. Almost picked off, but that's gonna open up a lane here for the Rebels. Quick stick opportunity there, and that one caught a piece of Will Horn and now finds its way out once again. 18 minutes to go in the first. Rebels still with the ball here. Kohut along the right, gonna feed that out to the left. The Rebels kind of stretching the offensive side as that's a soft shot onto Horn that he easily stops. And now the Crude gonna move it up along the left side. Nikipolo, he feeds that one into the center there. Couldn't be brought in by Austin Wells, so the ball gonna leak down to the left corner now as the Rebels gonna be able to recover in their own defensive zone and look to tramp across half here once again. 17:34 to go in the first. It's the Crude that lead by one as the Rebels get set up offensively. Simonson, he's got it in along the right, looking for a lane, gonna choose to use the passing option and feed it out left. A big shot from the outside, blocked down by the Crude defense as they're gonna be able to recover and now look for an exit up the floor themselves. Caden Pickering gonna slow up at the blue line as he crosses half as the rest of the Crude offense gets out there. 18 seconds to go on the shot clock for the Crude as they start to move around this ball. Fed over to the right side. Fodchuk right into the middle there and met by two Rebels defenders. Ball comes out loose, recovered by St. Albert here once again. They'll bring it back outside. A long shot, and Carpenter didn't quite find that one, but it looks like we're going to have a penalty upcoming here. See who's headed to the box. Looks like it's going to be Jackson Baker headed for the Rebels. So that's going to be our first Crude power play of the day. And this Crude power play is brought to you by Extreme Threads, your one-stop shop for customized team or company apparel and sublimated team uniforms. This is also a good time to let you know to get your 50/50 tickets for CROW LAX TV. You can scan that QR code on your screen right now, or you can visit our socials at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. The Crude power play underway. A nice behind the back pass there by Fawchuk down to the corner. Shot not going to get let go. It's actually a 5-on-3 power play here for the Rebels. My apologies. It's Walsh who joined Baker in the box. Nonetheless, the Rebels able to recover in their own zone. Still a minute 42 to go on the penalty kills. The Crude quickly turn this one back the other way. Austin Wells. He's going to stop up with it at the blue line as the offense gets back out on the floor once again. You're going to see by the Crude here, they're only going to bring 4 offensemen down towards the 24 here. They're going to hang a guy out top to kind of play back catcher here to make sure the ball doesn't get out of the zone. But this one going to sit up on the back of the Rebels net. Now roll outside the crease and brought in by the Crude. Once again, Caden Nestor, he's going to get pounded down in the corner by Alex Zorniak. Still with possession, comes out loose. Crude do recover right out to the point now. Nice swing inside, and that shot just saved by Bowen Carpenter. Spread out to make that one there. Is back up to the point. Now the Crude continue with the ball. Fresh reset here, and that's off a Rebel and out of play. So they're going to get the reset of the shot clock once again. 55 seconds to go on this St. Albert power play. Fawchuk, he's got it at the right. Going to feed that one out to left. Down to the corner now. Quick shot there, and that one goes just wide. Brought out of the air by the Rebels. As they're trying to move their way across half here. It's not going to happen. Recovered by St. Albert once again. 32 seconds now to go on the power play. It's still the Crude that lead 1-0 as that's a save by Carpenter. Another one that had him spinning around in his own crease. A little trouble finding the ball so far for Carpenter as another shot's going to get the reset, and that's going to be a loose ball push called on Miller Scrimshaw. That's going to turn it back over to the Crude. Another fresh 30 on the clock that now outweighs their power play. Big shot from the outside, going to get soaked up by Scrimshaw. St. Albert recovers once again. Both Rebels going to step out of the box at the exact same time as a low shot there stopped by Carpenter. Comes out loose behind the net. A big hit laid there. Recovered by St. Albert once again. Actually pops out loose, and Carpenter going to gather that in his own stick, and it's an opportunity to stretch the floor here. Walsh, he's going to move in with Baker. Now a bit 2-on-2 as Walsh going to feed that to the left side there and couldn't find his man in Cale Owen. Pass knocked out of the air, and the Crude going to quickly turn it back the other way. Tate Wedman. He's got it as he stops up at that first rag line. Now going to send the little bounce pass up to the point as the Crude look to try to get in tighter to the Rebel zone here once again. 14:24 to go in the first. Still only a 1-0 lead for St. Albert. Fed up to the point now. Outright for the Fawchuk there and knocked out of the air. Walsh trying to pick this one up and head on a break. He's in a bit of a battle for it. Going to try to push his way in. Walsh spinning. Going to send a little low shot there, and that one went quite wide there, but the Rebels able to recover and now get set. 20 seconds to still go on the shot clock. Rebels looking for their options here, trying to get the pass away, and that one just above the head of Simonson there, but going to find its way back to Fort Saskatchewan. Simonson now receives the pass. 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. Just going to pull it out and roll that one down, as now that's going to allow his defense to get the safe change out on the floor. 13:40 to go in the first. Ball fed out to the right here is the Crude. Going to get set once again. Austin Wells. He's got it. Wells feeds it over to the right side of the floor. Is now a little duck inside there. No dice on that play for Avery Stenson, but the Crude maintain possession. Is now a long shot and a save by Carpenter. Reset if the Crude are able to gain possession, and indeed that's the case. 13-13 now to go in the first as the Crude continue to dominate offensive zone possession on the Rebels. St. Albert, well known for their hot starts here at the Jerome McGinley Arena, but a couple times this season not been able to hold on to it down the stretch, and no doubt that's something they've talked about. Ember working on his Kohut now. Going to step in for the Rebels, spinning off there and took a bit of a high stick. No call upcoming that time around as Kohut continues to hold on, and now his pass broken up, and the Crude trying to turn it back, but a loose ball going to come over half last off the Crude, and looks like we have a man down. It looks to be Cale Harris, who's slow to get up, and that's going to blow the play dead. It doesn't look like any arms up, no penalties upcoming as the Crude trainer now, Hayden Brown, going to step out onto the floor to see and attend to Cale Harris. So 12:38 to go in the first period. good time to let you know to explore Fort Saskatchewan. Discover a place where family fun meets opportunity. Visit their historic downtown, scenic parks, and river valley. Work in a thriving community. Play where every moment is memorable. Visit, work, and play in Fort Saskatchewan. As well, at Vimy Lacrosse, excellence is the standard. Led by some of the province's most decorated and experienced instructors, they are dedicated to molding well-rounded student athletes. Vimy Lacrosse is the fusion of sports, academics, and personal growth. Unleash your potential with Vimy Lacrosse. You can explore the academy by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. My apologies, that's actually Fernando Runco that's down for the Crude on the floor. But now walking his way to the bench with trainer Hayden Brown, and good to see him headed off the floor under his own power. 12:38 to go in the first. As mentioned, play was blown dead almost at center, so we'll start off with a face-off in the middle to get us going here once again in this first period. Crude going to be able to come up with the ball off that draw. Going to step across half nearing the close of the 8-second violation there, but not going to happen this time as the Crude have officially entered the zone. 13 seconds to go on the shot clock. Passed over to the right side here as the Crude continue to move around the ball. Wedman going to take a dive inside, let that one go, and a nice left elbow save by Bowen Carpenter. Picked up here by the Rebels. Matthew Vetch, he's got it. First time I've seen him in a Rebels uniform for a few games here for Vetch. Good to see him back out on the floor for Fort Saskatchewan as he'll just leave that one for Baker as he'll pull it out right as the rest of the Rebels offense gets us out on the floor. Nice pass inside. Simonson let that go, and a nice right elbow save by Will Horn. Ball comes out behind the net, recovered by the Crude. And a nice stretch pass up to Noah Reich is going to get them across half. 11:38 to go now in the first period. Reich, he's got it, getting pressured out high here by Seth McKenzie, and going to find a passing option now, and does get that one off. Rest of the offense now out there for the Crude. Only 10 seconds to go on this shot clock. Going to have to start their ball movement early here. Up to the point. Fodchuk makes a move. Feeds that out left, and they score. The Crude make it a 2-0 lead over the Rebels with 11:19 to go in this first period. Andiamo Electric Limited is a family-owned and operated since 2008. They provide quality electrical contracting in the residential and commercial industries. Andiamo Electric is located at 15615 112th Ave, Edmonton. Give Tug a call at 780-488-3600. Dylan Doken Contracting Limited is the Crude home jersey sponsor. DDC is a general contracting company. Their attention to detail and giving their customer what they ask for is company's main objective. Call Dylan Doken Contracting Limited for your general contracting needs. Call 780-901-1664 and Dylan will take good care of you. The Rebels the Crude 10 seconds on this shot clock. Ball's going to come out loose. Last touch, Bowen Carpenter, but now going to come out. We got a 2-on-0 here for the Rebels. Fed in for Simonson. He's going to have to step around the defender. Still going to let that go there and off the post there from Simonson, but the best opportunity of the game so far for the Rebels, and the referee's going to blow this play dead here. 10:42 to go in the first. Looks like they're going to start play down in Crude territory once again. Central Social Hall can be a place for drinks with the girls, lunch with a client, brunch with your family, or a late night with your friend. Born and raised in Edmonton, they are committed to providing you with an outstanding restaurant and bar experience. Visit Central Social Hall at 280-525 St. Albert Trail. Big shot from the outside there, stopped up by Will Horn as he'll look to move this ball out from his crease now, and he's going to find his man as here come the Crude back up the floor. Nice little head fake there, and it's going to be an 8-second violation called on the Crude. 10:18 to go in the first. 2-0 remains the lead for St. Albert as the Rebels trying to come in with some speed. Seth McKenzie going to spin off here and now look for an option along the left side of the floor. Will feed that one out now, and he finds Cale Owen. Owen back up to the point now. He finds Baker with the big outside shot. He scores. Jackson Baker gets Fort Saskatchewan on the board and has now closed the lead to only one. 2-1 is your official up on the clock. Discover the legacy of Wedman Land and Cattle. With 4 generations of expertise, we are more than just a ranch. We are a tradition of excellence. From our quality cattle and performance horses to our reliable trucking services, we are here to serve your needs across Alberta. Choose Wedman Land and Cattle for service you can trust. Zender Ford, the car dealer in Spruce Grove, will go above and beyond to meet their customers' needs and will work with you no matter what situation you're in. Conveniently located on Highway 16, and they have great hours. They can help you with any vehicle needs you may have. Visit Zender Ford at 99 Golden Spike Road, Spruce Grove. We're just waiting to get back underway at half here once again following the Rebels' goal. From what I heard from the penalty box, they're having troubles with the shot clock here, so talking it over with the referee. Looks like maybe a bit of a battery issue. When this happens, now you'll see the referee's job gets a little harder, as now they'll have to count down on every possession, but makes it a little harder for me here up in the booth to keep you up to date on how long there is left in any given possession. And indeed, that's going to be the case, that the shot clock is not going to get underway, so you'll be guessing just as much as I will be here as the Rebels try to step into the middle there. They're going to let that one go to the right. Kohut, he's got it. Coming in now, cutting in. The Rebels going to let that go there right off the top, right of the shoulder. We do have a penalty upcoming here. It's going to go to the Crude as the Rebels now out 6 on 5 and the shot clock working once again. 15 seconds to go here on this possession for the Rebels. As soon as the Crude able to grab possession, there will be a play blown dead here, so the Rebels can go on their first power play of today. Pook, he fakes it, gonna let that one go, and it goes just wide and gonna find its way down the floor. So with the over and back violation, that's gonna send the Crude to the penalty kill. Two fresh minutes, power play time for the Rebels on the penalty assessed to Noah Reich. Jackson Baker going to start at the point with the ball. 9:13 to go in the first. Simonson, he's got it at the top, going to feed that to Kohut. Quick stick opportunity there and a nice stop by Horn. Rebels recover behind the net at the reset of the shot clock. Kohut going to take a little dive in, lost his handle, but able to get that back to the point for Baker, who lets a big shot go there, and that one going to catch a piece of a man and end up in the corner. That'll still get the reset here for Fort Saskatchewan. Minute 34 to work with on the power play now. 8:47 to go in the first. Baker, he's got it. Going to feed that back to the left. A little bit of a missed pass there, and the Crude going to be able to gather that one in. Will Nikipolo going to step across half now. Nikipolo coming in along the right. Going to let that shot go there, and a nice right elbow save by Bowen Carpenter. Battle for it here at half. Will it be the Rebels who get it? Yes. Matthew Vetch going to pick it up and turn it back with some speed. Vetch just going to turn back here, wait for the power play to get out onto the floor for Fort Saskatchewan. 21 seconds to go on the shot clock and a minute to go. A man up here for the Rebels. Kohut, he's got it at the point. Back down to the corner now. The Rebels continue to move it around. Seth McKenzie to Baker. Baker to the other side of the floor. That shot let go now and goes just wide. Kohut able to gather it in. 5 seconds. The Rebels need a shot. Kohut lets that go, and a nice save by Will Horn. Not bad rebound control there. Tate Wedman, he's got it now in his own zone. Just a little bounce pass, rolls it up the floor, and that's going to allow the Rebels to pick up right away. Zorniak, he's got it. Rebels stepping out off the bench here once again. Zorniak now just going to toss that up high for Kohut. Kohut, a bit of the quarterback on the power play for the Rebels, as we've seen most of the season. Him and Baker, most of the ball control. 7.5 to go in the first. 13 seconds on this Rebels power play as they try to tie the game. And a shot from the outside and a bouncer that's stopped up by Will Horn. 7:20 to go now in the period as the Crude bring it across half. Parker McConnell, he's going to step away and evade behind the net, and we are back 5 on 5 as Reich now going to head quickly to his bench so the rest of the Crude offense can get onto the floor. Even strength for the first time in the last 2 minutes of play. Fed to the center there. That pass not able to be gathered in, but the Rebels recover now, and Ryan McBride has got it for Fort Saskatchewan as he gets those legs moving and gets across half. McBride going to engage contact here. Going to try to let that one go. Not sure why he didn't find his man there in Reese Walsh, who was kind of left alone along the right, but tied up was McBride. So now Crude possession here as they're back into Rebels territory. Fed out to the left, Austin Wells. He's got it. All the way over to the right now for the captain, Fodchuk. Fodchuk feeling some pressure here from Vetch. Gets pinned right up along the boards. Great job by Vetch, who continues to battle here, and the Rebels going to be able to recover. Scrimshaw thought he took a stick up high, but now coming in 2-on-1. Scrimshaw lets it go there, and they're saying that caught a piece of horn and out of play, so it's going to remain Rebels ball in the St. Albert zone. Dylan Pook, he'll pick it up. Throw that one down right here now for Seth McKenzie. McKenzie up to the point for Kohut. Kohut using the left side of the floor now. He finds Cale Owen. 6:03 to go in the first. Owen gets that ball back up to the point. McKenzie now looking for an option or a lane. Nice little fake pass there. Rebels only 8 seconds to work with now on this shot clock. Up to the point. Kohut going to let that go there, and that's low and wide there by Kohut. 5:48 to go now in the first. 2-1 remains your score. It's going to be Crude ball down in the Rebel zone. They're saying that caught a piece of a St. Albert player. So it wasn't over and back on the Rebels, but actually the shot clock violation is an in-tight save by Bowen Carpenter, who's now going to use the right side of the floor here. Reese Walsh, a bit of a dangerous one, and we got some rough stuff going. Walsh, he's going to go at it here, and we got ourselves a fight, and Walsh drops his man to the ground. That one over before it even got going that time around. Walsh looking around. It looks to be Nestor who was involved in that one, and I'm not sure he really wanted a part of that one, did Caden Nestor, so he'll head to the box. Walsh is going to get sent to the dressing room here. 5:26 to go in the first, and that's that Rebels and Crude matchup for you. Tempers are going to flare, and it's only the first period, folks, so you're tuned in for probably the most hot-button action of this fine Saturday night. Miller Scrimshaw, he'll come in with the other captain, Josh Fodchuk, for the Crude. They're going to talk things over here and see how penalties are going to wind up. Nestor going to get his helmet delivered to him here by Cale Harris as they'll chat over the events that just took place out on the floor. Conversations continue here as both goalies now going to head for some water. It's a good time to let you know that CROW LAX TV and the RMLL Junior B Tier 1 Division are proud to be supporting the Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation and the Canadian Mental Health Association to implement their Talk Today program. In 2020, a beloved player of the game to many in the North Division, Chris Letendre, died by suicide age 25 while battling mental health issues. The Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation was formed in 2021 to preserve his memory and call the lacrosse community to action in support of mental health in the game of lacrosse and beyond. Donations can be made by visiting our social media channels for a direct link at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. Things still not settled up here between captains and referee. Fodchuk not saying much, not that he has to. There's no doubt that these penalties are going in the Crude favor. Is now officially Walsh going to be sent off the floor here. So Fodchuk, a little bit of a more pep in his step, walking away from the ref circle, then Scrimshaw. But that'll tend to happen. So I'm going to guess the extra being assessed to Fort Saskatchewan here. 5:26 to go in the first. Rebels trail by 1. So in to serve here for the Rebels is going to be Ryan McBride. So the 5-minute power play now for the Crude here, it looks to be. So the game misconduct assessed to Walsh. So a short one for him on this fine Saturday in St. Albert. But this Crude power play is brought to you by Extreme Threads. your one-stop shop for customized team or company apparel and sublimated team uniforms. That is Extreme Threads, your power play sponsor for the Crude this season. Again, I'll remind you to get your 50/50 tickets. You can scan that QR code on the bottom right of your screen or head to our socials at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. The Crude going to start an extended power play here where they can start to pull away from the Rebels, or at least that's their plan. Up to the point. Fodchuk, he's got it out the right. Going to drop that down to the corner. Up high there. That shot going to be let go, and a nice save by Carpenter. Solid rebound control as well, as now he's going to be able to move that one all the way up to the floor to the brother of the man who just got sent off the floor. This is Reese Walsh. Ryland, the man who got sent off. That shot just wide there by Reese. So going to be recovered here by the Crude. Play blown back in here. A bit of a miss whistle there nonetheless. Caused some confusion, but we are underway. Missed pass there. Finds his way over to Fodchuk. Fodchuk just going to chuck that one back up high for Austin Wells. Little bit of pass being played here. 15 seconds to go on the shot clock for the Crude. Fed back out right to Fodchuk. That's their big shooter on the power play. Wells, he's got it. Tried to hit Fodchuk. Ball comes loose to Scrimshaw. Going to pounce right on this ball here. Rebels trying to recover. Reese Walsh battling for it now as well. It's a 2-on-2. And Miller going to be able to pick, Scrimshaw, I should say, be able to pick that one up, but turned right back over to the Crude. 3:48 to go on this power play for St. Albert. Ball just going to get left at the top for Wells. Wells finds Fodchuk. My guess, you're going to see those two for almost the entire remainder of this 5-minute power play for St. Albert. Wells now going to feed that one down to the corner, into the middle now. Quick shot and a nice save by Bowen Carpenter. Going to get picked up by Zorniak for the Rebels, and it's a fast break shorthanded. Zorniak looking for an option now. Going to cut towards the center. Didn't want to pass it. Lets it go, and a nice 5-hole save by Will Horn. Got that big stick between the legs, but the Rebels going to recover again, and now they score. Matthew Vetch puts that one away and ties this game 2-2 in St. Albert, short-handed, may I add. And that's exactly the opposite of the plan for the Crude. An opportunity to stretch the lead now turns into a tie game. 3:40 to go in the first, 3:14 to go in the power play, so it will expire before the end of the period. And keeping in mind on the major penalty, no matter how much the Crude are able to score, it will not come to an end. And maybe that's a positive sign for the Rebels, as all of a sudden some life here, shorthanded. Lucas Bowie, he's going to bring that across half now for the Crude. Going to head back towards his bench as he'll pass that off now to Austin Wells, who has made his way back onto the floor. Wells going to have two men trail behind him. Fodchuk, of course, one of them, who has the ball now along the right side. Fodchuk back up to the point for Wells. Lets that go there, and a nice save by Bowen Carpenter. Picked up in their own crease by the Rebels as they'll look to head all the way across half now, and indeed they'll be able to do so. 3:05 to go now in the first period, 2:37 to go in the penalty kill for the Rebels. Back up to the point, Zorniak, he's got it now, going to feed that right in the middle. Cale Owen gets blindsided there a little bit, but still able to hold on to possession despite the pressure from Tyson Smith. Smith still all over Owen, who gets by him now, but lets that shot go wide. Going to chase out the rebound, but it's into the netting, so it's going to be Crude ball here, and Smith going to have to pick it up, avoid the delay a game call there. I know he wants to head to the bench, get the offense going, but just needs to make that little extra effort this time around. 2:35 to go now in the period as we creep up on just your average power play. 2 minutes to go for the Crude as Fodchuk has the ball. Still no goals here, a man up on the extended situation for St. Albert. Wells feeds that to Fodchuk. Fodchuk back to Wells, who lets that one go a country mile wide. Going to get picked up by Fodchuk, who lets it go now right into the chest of Carpenter there. And now the Rebels going to step across half here once again. Davin Badgema, he's got it. Going to make a cut towards the center and now bring this one back out towards the boards. And he'll feed Seth McKenzie. 1:35 to go in this first period. Under 2 minutes to go in the first. 1:30 to go in this Rebels penalty kill. Seth McKenzie, 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Going to let that go, and it goes high and wide and recovered quickly by Tate Wedman for St. Albert. Wedman steps across half. Looking for an option now. Just going to feed that all the way up high there for Cale Harris, who's going to hang out towards the blue line until the rest of the offense gets out, and now he'll drop that one off for Austin Wells. Wells over to Fodchuk. Back into the middle for Wells. They'll play a little bit of pass here. Is now dropped down to the corner. Now some movement started here for the Crude. Vodchuk right at the point, lets that go, and it goes all the way wide and down the floor. Matthew Vetch, he's going to race for this one. Vetch trying to pick it up. He's got it in all alone. Vetch lets it go, and a save off the mask by Will Horn. Call it using your head. Recovered by Vetch once again, so that's going to get the reset and melt some more crucial time, as this one going to get thrown over half, and the over and back violation going to get called on Fort Saskatchewan. Bowen Carpenter snags that out of the air with his glove, and we'll just leave it in the 24, and the Rebels will swipe that one over to the corner where Vodchuk going to pick it up for the Crude. 1:03 to go now in the first, 36 seconds to go in their power play. Down in the corner now, back up to the left shooter is the Crude, moving around. Wells at the point, going to let that one go. It goes wide and off the back of the net. The Rebels able to pick it up, but they call it back in on the Rebels. Picked out outside the crease and brought back into it. You can't do that, so it's going to be St. Albert ball again. 43 seconds to go in the first. 16 seconds to go in the power plays. Another short shot towards Carpenter. Rebound came out. Zorniak had that ball, I think, in his jersey there. Nonetheless, they're going to turn that over to the Crude here, and that's going to get some yelling from the Rebels bench. Nonetheless, ball brought out to the right here. Still a little bit of time to work with. 30 seconds in the period for the Crude is now the penalty kill about to come to the end for the Rebels. The Scrimshaw trying to find the loose ball. Scrimshaw able to pick it up. One-handed pass up, and he finds Reese Walsh. 20 seconds here. Rebels not going to call the timeout. They're just going to let the clock run. Walsh lets that go there, and a low save by Will Horn. Ball comes out to the right corner now. Cale Owen, he's able to pick it up. 25 seconds to go. 5 seconds in the period. Pook lets that rip off a mask and up into the sky. Going to be Rebels ball here. 1.3 seconds to go. They'll probably just pick it up and let the time wind down. Referees talking it over, seeing who they're going to give it to. Indeed, it's going to be the Rebels. Play blown in, and that's going to do it for the first 20 minutes. It's tied 2-2 between the visiting Rebels and the home side Crude. We'll be back in about 10 minutes live here on CROW LAX TV, so don't get too far. It looks like we're going to have another tight one here from the Jerome Aginla Arena. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw is on the camera. We'll be back. Hello and welcome back live here on CROW LAX TV. My name is Aiden Bolsgaard and we're getting set for the second period between the Crude and the Rebels. It's a square tie, 2-2, and don't forget Tristan Shaw is running your camera. We're set at half here. Simonson in, take it for the Rebels. Ball comes out to the left, digging for the loose one. It's a 3-on-1, but that's going to be the Rebels who are able to come up with that ball there. Davin Bajema going to step in, get in all alone. Bajema lets it go, and a nice save there by Will Horn, and the Crude going to quickly turn it back the other way. So some back and forth action to get this middle frame underway. 19:40 to go in the second. So if you're just tuning in, you're here at the exact right time. The Crude trying to step their way towards middle, going to get forced out there by Zorniak. Comes up to the point. Wells trying to race for it to avoid the half call there, but swiped it right into the stick of Matthew Vetch, who bobbled it a little bit here, but now going to be able to pick it up and start to do the trot across half here. Vetch going to pull up, pass that off to the offense. Jackson Kohut going to be the first man to touch up here for them. Kohut feeding to the left now. Cale Owen, he's got it, has a lane, not going to choose to take it. Dropped that ball up to the point now here. Kohut, he's got it once again along the right. Kohut looking for an option, swims right into the middle there and had that ball stripped off him. Without a stick there is Will Nikipolo. And we're going to have a penalty upcoming here, it looks like. A hold going to be assessed to the Crude. So the Rebels headed to the power play here to try to break this lead and break this tie and find the first lead of this second period. A good time to let you know that at Andiamo Electric Limited, it's family owned and operated since 2008. They provide quality electrical contracting in the residential and commercial industries. Andiamo Electric is located at 15615 112th Ave, Edmonton. Give Tug a call at 780-488-3600. The Rebels go to work here down in the Crude zone. That pass going to get picked out right of the middle here. It does come loose. The Rebels going to be able to recover, and they get the reset now. Kohut, he's got it. Going to get brought behind the net now by Simonson. Simonson going to feed that out as the Rebels still with possession. 17 seconds go on the shot clock. Baker tried to let the low shot go. Comes back up to the point. Kohut, he's got it now. Kohut fed it in there, and a nice save by Will Horn. Got it with the left leg that time. Recovered by the Rebels. They get the reset once again. A minute 15 to go now on their power plays. Kohut rips that one from the point. Ball comes out loose, and it's going to end up across half. They're saying last off a Crude member, so no over and back violation going to be called there on Fort Saskatchewan as it's going to get moved out to the right side once again. Jackson Kohut, he's got it. A quick shot there, and that one almost found its way behind Will Horn. A little bit of a creative play by the Rebels, but nonetheless, the Crude able to recover and now move this one in across half. Nikipolo brings it across, and it looks like we're going to have another Crude penalty upcoming here that's going to put the Rebels up 5-on-3. Too many men, the illegal substitution called on St. Albert. We'll see who they send to serve it here. So the Rebels now 2 men up here and an even better opportunity to try to get the lead. 17:39 to go in the second now. Kohut, he drops it down to the corner. Simonson going to step in. Quick stick opportunity there, and that one blocked away. Rebels bring it back in here. Dropped inside and not been able to turn and fire there were the Rebels. Rebound picked up by them once again, though. This one going to come out to the corner. Kohut going to step in to try to help his side recover it. It does come back out to the point on a weird bounce nonetheless. The Rebels got it in another nice save by Will Horn. 17 seconds to go on the 2-man advantage for the Rebels. Walsh trying to dig that one out. It's going to be gathered in by Simonson as they were helping each other out. As Simonson lets it go, and catching a piece of it again was Will Horn. Now the Crude with it, and they're going to step across half. Tate Wedman, he's got it. Going to get met by Zorniak almost at half, and now we're 5-on-4 for the next minute 5 here as the Crude still with possession in the Rebels zone. 15 seconds to go on their shot clock as they'll just dump that in behind the Rebels net. Carpenter going to pick that one up and now feed that ahead for Reese Walsh. Walsh steps across half now. Drop that off for Baker. Baker going to slow things down. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. 18 seconds to move here for the Rebels. Baker playing a little bit of pass. Comes down to the corner now behind the net. Simonson back up for Baker. Baker going to let that one go, and it goes just wide that time and out of play. So it's going to turn over to the Crude with exactly 30 seconds on the penalty kill and 30 seconds on the shot clock. The Crude are able to hold on to it. That'll do it for the man advantage for the Rebels. Avery Stenson, he's got it. Going to try to drop that back up to the point for Fodchuk. Fodchuk able to grab that one despite a bit of a weird pass. Fodchuk going to let that one go, and a nice left pad save by Carpenter. Didn't even have to move an inch for that one, and now the Rebels recovered and an opportunity to move up the floor. Still a man up here, but not going to last long. Vetch couldn't quite gather in that pass. Ball comes out loose, going to be recovered by the Crude, who go on a quick break here. The Crude step in and hauled down. No penalty upcoming, and I got to agree that's just a bit of a missed footing situation there. Is Vetch going to be able to grab this from his goaltender now and move it back across the floor? We are 5-on-5 with 15:25 to go in the second. Cale Owen, he's got it now. Going to feed that out right. Kohut going to let the big shot go, and that goes high and wide. Almost brought in by Owen again. But no dice that time. Wedman going to get sprung the pass here from his goaltender. Steps inside. Wedman all alone there, and oh my, what a save. Bowen Carpenter barely caught a piece of that with the left pad, but they don't ask how. They just want to make sure that stayed out of the net, and in that time, it did. Crude recover. They step out here once again. Noah Reich, he's just going to walk this one across half and leave it now for Fodchuk. Fodchuk brings it out to the right. Rest of his offense out on the floor now as he'll feed that out top to the left, trying to go back to the middle there for Fodchuk, but no dice. Recovered by the Crude, an in-tight chance and a right pad save by Carpenter. Scrimshaw trying to gather in this ball and feed it ahead, but just came loose out of his stick, and now the Crude going to be able to gather that one in and bring it quickly across half once again on the Rebels. 14:23 to go in the second. We have not seen a goal yet in this middle frame. Someone trying to break the ice as we remain tied 2-2. Fodchuk at the point. Feeds that out left. Wells try to drop it to the corner. Quick stick there, blocked away by Walsh. Johnson now able to recover this one, but play blown dead. A little interference by the Rebels, and that's going to turn the ball back over to St. Albert's. They'll have an extended amount of time to go here in the Rebels zone. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Fodchuk lets that rip, and an easy save by Bowen Carpenter. Fodchuk not afraid to let the goaltender feed the ball or feel the ball. If there's an opportunity there, he'll let it rip. Walsh in a battle for it here, and that's going to be the loose ball push now on the Crude. So the Rebels able to pick up now as Walsh going to step in across half. Walsh going to feed it out right quickly for Kalix Simonson. Simonson out to the left as Rebels trying to move with a little bit more speed here in the center. They'll cut right to the middle there, and that caught a piece of the post, it seemed to me, and now all the way down the floor. Kohut going to have to chase it. He's picked it up and gets the reset, but all the way back in his own zone. Kohut feeds that up along the right side, finds Simonson in front of his own bench, has now dropped that down to the right. Fed around here. The Rebels continuing to move around this ball. Kohut got it once again to the left there. That shot, they score. The Rebels grab their first lead of this contest, now 3-2 over the Crude with 13:08 to go in the second. Dylan Doken Contracting Limited is the Crude home jersey sponsor. DDC is a general contracting company. Their attention to detail and giving the customer what they ask for is our company's main objective. Call Dylan Doken Contracting Limited for your general contracting needs. Call 780-901-1664 and Dylan will take good care of you. Well, Central Social Hall can be a place for drinks with the girls, lunch with the client, brunch with your family, or a late night with your friends. Born and raised in Edmonton, they are committed to providing you with an outstanding restaurant and bar experience. Visit Central Social Hall at 280-525 St. Albert Trail. The Rebels with it in their own zone, going to feed that up along left. Davin Bajma trying to come in with some speed, going to feed that to the middle. Shot let go, they score! The Rebels back-to-back goals with some pace here. Seth McKenzie puts that away for them, and now they've doubled up on the Crude, leading this one 4-2. Discover the legacy of Wedman Land and Cattle. With 4 generations of expertise, we are more than just a ranch. We are a tradition of excellence. From our quality cattle and performance horses to our reliable trucking services, we are here to serve your needs across Alberta. Choose Wedman Land and Cattle for services you can trust. Zender Ford, the car dealer in Spruce Cove, who will go above and beyond to meet their customers' needs and will work with you no matter what situation you are in. Conveniently located on Highway 16 and have great hours. They can help you with any vehicle needs you may have. Visit Zender Ford at 99 Golden Spike Road, Spruce Grove. Battle for the loose ball here as it enters the Crude zone once again. The Rebels going to be able to pick that up. Dylan Pook, he's got it. Pook into the middle there for Zorniak, and that pass just not able to be gathered in, but Zorniak recovers the rebound. Only 7 seconds to go on this Rebels shot clock. Is up to the point for Baker. He's going to have to let it rip. He does there. That caught a piece of a Crude member and into the ceiling, so Rebels going to maintain possession here in the St. Albert zone. Zorniak feeds that outright for Pook. Drop down to the corner now for Kohut. Kohut going to feed towards the center now. Finds Cale Owen. Owen going to spin off his man. Gets the pick. Back over to the right side now for Kohut. Kohut down to the corner. Baker back over to the left now. Big shot from the point. That one between the legs and a save there by Will Horn. Good time to remind you to get your CROW LAX TV 50/50 tickets. Draw is going to run until July 1st. That's Canada Day. You can scan that QR code in the bottom right of your screen right now or go to our socials at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. Rebels move this one over to the right side of the floor. Baker with 18 seconds to go on the shot clock. Going to feed that right to the middle for Simonson, who couldn't quite gather that one in, but the Rebels bring in the rebound. Baker going to make a nice move now. Now going to let it go, and another save by Horn and recovered by the Rebels as they continue to lay it on St. Albert here. Simonson going to feed it out to the right. Baker, he's got it now. Tried to go east-west that time into the middle for Simonson, and that one didn't quite get on net. Wedman going to be able to pick it up now for the Crude. 11:04 to go in the second. St. Albert trying to head across half, and they're going to make it just in time. Noah Reich feeds that one out to the right. Usually they count the shots on the board here in St. Albert, but not tonight. That's okay. It's been kind of even overall, but the Rebels definitely controlled this second period so far, but really it was all Crude in the first, despite the one goal in that, the late tying goal in the opening frame by Fort Saskatchewan. Fed to Cale Owen. Owen going to cut towards the middle. Tried to let a light pass go out to the corner. Pook, he's got it now. Pook going to make a move towards the center. Dives across the crease and going to get called on the violation, so ball forcefully turned over to St. Albert. 10:22 to go in the second as they'll step across half here once again. Fed off now. Fodchuk, the captain, he's got it. Getting pursued by two Rebels. Matthew Vetch all over him, so he's going to feed that up to the point and try to find some space now. Fodchuk kind of got lost over to the right now. That's exactly what he wants to see, but McKenzie able to grab this ball in the middle and now possibly head on the breakaway. Seth McKenzie in all alone, and that's a nice save by Will Horn off the top of his left shoulders. We're under 10 minutes to go now in the second. That's more than half of this game gone by, and the Rebels lead it 4-2 over St. Albert as Baker lets the hard shot rip. That's recovered by Fort Saskatchewan. Didn't touch up, so only 16 seconds to go on this shot clock. McKenzie up to the point, gets a return feed. Now low shot there. That caught a piece of a defender, and ailing after that one is Tate Wedman. Those ones suck to take to the thigh or the shin, can make the leg go numb momentarily. And shot clock going to run out now for the Rebels, and ball going to find its way towards the Fort Saskatchewan zone. So quickly picked up by Wells as he steps off the bench. Going to try to cut towards the center. He scores. Austin Wells gets his first goal of the contest and brings the Crude back within one. Explore Fort Saskatchewan. Discover a place where family fun meets opportunity. Visit their historic downtown, scenic parks, and river valley. Work in a thriving community. Play where every moment is memorable. Visit, work, and play in Fort Saskatchewan. As well at Vimy Lacrosse, excellence is the standard, led by some of the province's most decorated and experienced instructors. They are dedicated to molding well-rounded student athletes. Vimy Lacrosse is the fusion of sport, academics, and personal growth. Unleash your potential with Vimy Lacrosse. Explore the academy by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. It's the Crude who have it down in the Fort Saskatchewan zone. 22 seconds to go on the shot clock, creeping up on exactly 9 minutes to go in the second as that shot let go there by Caden Pickering, and it's going to be recovered by the Rebels on the save. Fed ahead for Zorniak and just couldn't gather that one in, but couldn't be gathered in by the goaltender Horn either. So it's a battle for the loose ball in the Crude zone that they're just going to push ahead. A bit of a high IQ play. Gets it to Fernando Runco, who's going to feed Fodchuk, who makes a move towards the center now. Didn't lose his handle on the ball. Fake pass there by Fodchuk. He'll get it back out to the point now for Tyson Smith. Smith back over to Fodchuk as he continues to quarterback the offense for the Crude as that big shot from Wells feeling confident after getting his team back within one, and that one missed wide, and going to turn the ball over to the Rebels in the Crude zone. Kohut going to come quickly off the bench to pick that one up. 8:23 to go, fed right into the middle. Quick shot, they score! Calix Simonson gets his first goal of the game and reestablishes the Rebels' 2-goal lead. 5-3 is your score on a quick play from Kohut to Simonson. Just one of those plays where the Crude not quite ready for the whistle to be blown, and that allowed Simonson to get in all alone in the middle, and we'll start at half here. Once again, Zorniak step in to take this draw against Calix Simonson. Zorniak, my apologies there, Cale Harris. Couldn't pull that one out. The Rebels who got it now, Dylan Poop. Along the right side, going to hold up here, looking for a lane. Feeds that one over to the left instead. Now out to the right, Baker. He's got it. Baker going to let that shot go there, and a nice save by Will Horn as the Crude recover behind their own net now. I'm going to head up along the right. Noah Reich, cross half into the middle for Fodchuk. Fodchuk lets a weird shot go there. Went just wide and into the ceiling, so it's going to be Rebels ball in their own zone. Ryan McBride going to pick that one up. Pass it ahead for the captain, Miller Scrimshaw. Scrimshaw now stops up at the blue line, looking for his options. Going to drop that down to the left now for Matthew Vetch, who gets out on the offensive shift here for Fort Saskatchewan. Vetch likes to knock some bodies. Let's see what kind of havoc he wreaks in the 24 of the Crude. Is Kohut now to the middle, lets that go, and a nice sliding save by Will Horn. Ball comes out loose. Vetch pushing his man, lucky to not take the forced turnover there, but the Crude able to pick it up regardless. Pushed ahead now as they're going to step across half. 7:10 to go now in the second. The Crude going to move that up. Fodchuk, he's got it way high at the point as he waits for the rest of the offense. Get out there. Fodchuk going to send the high pass over to the left for Wells. Under 7 minutes to go now in the second. Ball fed out. Wells going to drop that one off now. Going to cause some damage in the middle as he opens up some space, and that shot into Carpenter going to be stopped easily into the pant shells, and that's going to control the rebound as well. Bounce pass up the middle, and Fodchuk going to be there to recover that one. Crude tried to snag it the first time, but good thing Fodchuk was there as he makes a quick pass there, and another save by Carpenter. 6:32 to go in the second. Walsh now going to step across half. His brother done for the game in this one, as you may have saw in the first period. Is Simonson into the middle. Zorniak going to let that go, and a nice stop by Will Horn, and it's rolling between his legs, but no, had it in the stick, but it looks like Horn caught up his pads on the netting. So the referee trying to untangle him now, and indeed he does so. So still going to be Crude ball. Not so often that you see something like that happen. It's the first time this season that I've seen in about 10 years of playing. I don't think I ever saw that one either. Wells has it high along the left, passes by his own bench. Now towards the Rebels 24, feeds out right for Fodchuk, and Scrimshaw took a hard hit in the middle now, given some words here. But the Rebels going to turn it back with some speed. Davin Bajma, he's got it now. Bajma gets sent to the floor, and that one comes out loose, but the Rebels going to be able to recover. Simonson, he's got it. Simonson fed that one in tight. Baker trying to dive towards the middle. Let a nice little low behind the back shot go there, but went just wide. Rebels recover regardless. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. With it now, they shoot, they score. The Rebels have doubled up their lead once again. 6-3 is the score over the Crude here in the second period. 5:40 to go as it's been all Rebels. CROW LAX TV and the RMLL Junior B Tier 1 Division are proud to be supporting the Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation and the Canadian Mental Health Association to implement their Talk Today program. In 2020, a beloved player of the game to many in the North Division, Chris Letendre, died by suicide age 25 while battling mental health issues. The Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation was formed in 2021 to preserve his memory and call the lacrosse community to action in support of mental health in the game of lacrosse and beyond. Donations can be made by visiting our social media channels for a direct link at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. Bobbled pass at the point. It's going to turn it over to the Crude here. 5:26 to go in the second as they're back on offense. Up to the point now, Wells, he's got it. Going to let a big shot go there. That one stopped by Carpenter, and that's going to allow Zorniak to pick up. Him and Fodchuk going at it. Zorniak trying to step around Fodchuk. He does, lets it go, and a nice right pass save by Horn, keeping his team in it, creeping up on 5 to go in the second now. Fodchuk, he comes across half with some speed. Feeds that one there and almost had the eyes for Wells, but Tej Brown getting in there, doing enough to break it up. Ball's loose right into the middle. Quick shot, and oh my! What a save! Bowen Carpenter right in front of him, but still manages to stop that ball somehow. Walsh going to let a big shot go now, and that one's going to go wide, but picked up by the Rebels. 4:38 to go now in the second. 6-3 remains your score. Scrimshaw out on the offensive shift now for the Rebels, but actually going to make his way towards the bench. The short change here for the Rebels in this second period is Baker going to let that one go, and it goes high and wide. We do have a penalty upcoming. It looks like to the Crude for the cross check as the play was called dead on their touch up there. So they'll head to the box, and another 2 minutes of power play time for Fort Saskatchewan, already leading this one by 3. Baker going to start at the point with the ball here. Nice little zoom in action by Tristan Shaw to get right in on it. You can even see the conversation happening, and now we're going to hit the pan out. And that's what we call magic with the camera, folks. Behind the net, Simonson feeds that to Gohut. It comes to the left into the quick stick opportunity there for Simonson. Down a stick are the Crude. Without it, looks to be Cale Harris in the defensive zone. Now able to pick it up once again. Couldn't quite get it there. Ball high and wide and into the ceiling, so that's going to turn it over to the Crude. Ball bounces all the way out of play. Referee going to have to pull one out of his pocket now to get this play back underway. 4:04 to go in the second, 1:41 to go on this Rebels power play as the Crude bring it down into Fort Saskatchewan territory. Wedman trying to work around Scrimshaw here. Wedman cuts inside, lets that go and off the crossbar, but the crease violation called regardless, so even if it went in, would not have counted. Seth McKenzie now going to make his way across half as the Rebels power play back underway here once again. Baker. He's got it now. Baker looking for an option. And that tricked me. The hidden ball trick got me that time. So 7-3, the power play goal by the Rebels. I didn't even see who scored it, to be honest. That one worked out so well for them. So that's Jackson Kohut who put that away for the Rebels. Thank you to our in-arena announcer tonight who gave me the assist there. I've seen the hidden ball trick probably a good 50 times this season, but that's the first time I honestly thought Baker had the ball. 3:38 to go in the second. Rebels lead by 4. Now back 5-on-5 following that power play goal here in the second period as time continues to wind down. It's been all Rebels in this period. The Crew do have one, but Fort Saskatchewan running away with it here. Fodchuk, he's got it. Going to feed that out to the left. Wells going to let that bounce shot go, and it goes off of Carpenter, they're saying, and wide, but the Rebels able to pick that up and feed that one ahead. No, pass knocked out of the air, but now rolled ahead, and Vetch going to be able to be there to pick it up. Vetch steps around Fodchuk. They wanted the over and back call, but not going to get it. Vetch going to continue to hold on to it. Only 16 seconds to go on the shot clock. Baker couldn't quite reel that one in. That allows Parker McConnell to pick it up for St. Albert and roll that one ahead. Now gathered in by Will Nikipolo. Right into the middle. Wedman all alone lets it go, and what a save. Bowen Carpenter. He's been tested a couple times in all alone, but been pretty good so far. It was only the opening goal by the Crude that I've seen him get beat when he's in 1-on-1. Nonetheless, Crude back in the offensive zone. 2:28 to go now in the second as they hold it in along the left wing half boards here. Back up to the point as the movement now starting for the Crude. Fed right to the middle there for Tyson Smith, but recovered the rebound did the Crude. But now Zorniak going to be able to pick it up and start to head back with some speed. Looks like he's going to pull it off to the left here as defense beat him to it this time around. Up to the point now. Quick pass back to Zorniak. Had a lane, just didn't let it go quick enough, but now finds Simonson who couldn't gather it in. Nonetheless, Simonson, he's got it now. 10 seconds to go on this Rebel shot clock. Big shot there and a nice save by Horn. Didn't have to move a muscle there. Rebound opportunity, and that going to go high and out of play, so it's going to get turned over to the Crude, saying it didn't touch one of them up on its way across half now. St. Albert on attack. Time winding down in the second. 1:40 to go here as the Rebels continue to lead by 4. Wells, he's got it. Getting pressured here by McKenzie. Finds a man to pass to, and now to Fodchuk, who's got a lane. You don't want this, and that hits the crossbar there, and that's going to be a learning lesson for the Rebels, though. Don't leave Joshua Fodchuk all alone to shoot the ball, because he's going to pick a corner, and that time just barely off by inches and nails the post. Wells lost his handle there. Walsh trying to pick it up now as minute 10 to go in the second as he'll bring it across half. Walsh, little scoop pass down to the corner for McKenzie. McKenzie just going to hold here, not feeling too much pressure here yet. Now going to pass over to left side of the floor where Cale Owens going to be there to pick it up. And you may have heard it, 1 minute to go now in the second period as this ball turned over to the Crude. They step across half. Quick feed there, stretch pass, trying to get in all alone, and they do, and that one catches a piece of Carpenter, keeping it out of the net, one-on-one. Once again, Fodchuk, he's got it at the point. 42 seconds to go now in the second. Fodchuk feeds that down to the left corner. Looking for his options out on the floor. Rebels knock that one down, Teach Brown. We got a man down a glove on the floor. It was a Crude player, but Fodchuk got it. Let's a big shot rip right into the chest of Bowen Carpenter. And now a timeout called by the Rebels, with 23.9 to go in the second. And we'll see the all-interesting occurrence once again. Will the Rebels go 6-on-5 for the remainder of this period and try to get a good opportunity on net to stretch out to a 5-goal lead? We'll see. With the Rebels, it's kind of hit or miss on that play. It's both goaltenders going to give each other a little tap here. Horn and Carpenter, of course, headed back to their respective benches for some water. I got to be honest, I'm pretty hot here. I don't know about you, Tristan. He's cooking as well, running the camera. So I can't imagine how hot the goalies are doing actual physical activity and sitting in all those pads. 23.9 to go in the second period as the timeout coming to a close for the Rebels, as they'll have to start with the ball down in their own zone. It does look like Carpenter is going to head back between the pipes, so we'll stay 5-on-5 for probably the remainder of this second period. No roll of the dice by the Rebels to try to stretch out the lead. Jackson Baker going to start with the ball down in his own zone as the time continues to wind down. 18 seconds to go on the clock as Baker steps across half, looking at his bench, waiting for the go-ahead. 11 seconds to go in the second. Baker to the right for Kohut. Kohut over to the left now. Back for Kohut again, lets that shot go, and it goes just wide and out of play. So they're saying last touch by the Crude, so going to be Rebels ball here. Only 1 second to go. Is a quick shot there and another save by Carpenter. So that'll do it for your second period, and after 40 minutes, your score is 7-3, the 4-goal lead in favor of the Rebels. Again, my name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw is running the camera, and you're listening live here on CROW LAX TV. Don't get too far, because we'll be back for the third period between the all-enjoyable rivalry of the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels and the St. Albert Crude. Thank you. Hello and welcome back live here on CROW LAX TV, live on YouTube, I should say. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard. None other than the man, Tristan Shaw, is running your camera tonight here from St. Albert. If you listen often on CROW LAX TV to any Rebels games, you'll know that me and Tristan are a bit of a dynamic duo all of a sudden this season. I feel like I see this guy every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But why not? We love to watch some lacrosse, and we got a good one here. It's the third period between the visiting Rebels and the home side Crude. It's Fort Saskatchewan that leads this one 7-3. Keep in mind, last time these two teams played here at the Jerome McGinley Arena, it was an overtime thriller won by the Rebels. Will we see something like that again? It is lacrosse. 4 goals can disappear like nada. But you know the Rebels are going to try to hold on to it here as that shot saved early by Will Horn. Thrown above. Quick shot in chance in there. Another save by Horn, and oh my. I don't even think he tracked that one. I think it just kind of hit him and he dropped to keep it out. But nonetheless, great job by Horn. 19-18 to go in the third as the Crude going to now have their first offensive possession of this period. Over to the right side now, moving it around. Quick feed, trying to hit Tyson Smith, kind of the bumper pass, but Vetch going to move it back with some speed. He's in with McKenzie, 2-on-1. Who's the man going to take there? And that shot by Vetch off the right pad of Horn, and it's going to be Rebels' ball here as McKenzie will pick it up in the left corner. Rebels continue to move this one around. Simonson feeds that one out to the left. Still looking for an option. Kohut, he doesn't got it. McKenzie has it now. 12 seconds to go on the shot clock. As McKenzie moved to the middle there, tried to go short side, and that one over top of the net. 18.5 to go now in the third as we've had straight continuous play to open up this possible final frame between the Rebels and the Crude. Not wanting to waste any time are these two sides. Just let it flow. Style and flow, as I'm told by Coach Chippy. Out to the left, up to the right now. Thawdchuk going to let that one go, and a nice save by Carpenter, who continues to have Thawdchuk figured out from the outside. Feet up ahead now. Ashton Johnson going to bring it in along the right side of the floor for the Rebels. Johnson going to let that one go there, and actually a pass to the behind the net and a quick play out front for Baker. Couldn't quite gather it in. Now the Crude have it, or should I say they momentarily had it, as Johnston going to be able to pick up now once again for the Rebels and bring it quickly across half as they'll go back on offense here early in the third. Most of the play been controlled by Fort Saskatchewan. Zorniak trying to cut through the middle. Baker causing some issues. That outside shot into the ceiling. It's going to remain Rebels ball, and it's a good time to let you know Andy Ammo Electric Limited is family owned and operated since 2008. They provide quality electrical contracting in the residential and commercial industries. Andy Almo Electric is located at 15615 112th Ave, Edmonton. Give Tug a call at 780-488-3600. Ball comes out towards the point once again. Rebels going to be able to recover. Fresh 30 once again as Pook going to feed that out to the right for Simonson. Simonson now, he's got it into the middle there. Actually, no, fed out to the left. Tricky passes here by the Rebels in this game. They got me once with the hidden ball and trying to get me again. Kohut, he's got it now as he makes his way towards the point. Feeds that off to the left now. I'm going to hang out towards the top is Kohut. Gets a return feed. Makes a dive into the middle. Had a lane, but sent that pass off to the right. Kohut, I don't think recognized the open space he had in the middle there as we creep down to 16:45 to go now in the third. Crude have it now. Caden Pickering trying to find his way from Matthew Vetch. Feeds that one out to the right now. Cale Harris pulls this one out to the far left wing half boards, looking for a lane, trying to step around Teej Brown. He does in all alone there, and a nice chest save by Bowen Carpenter. Rebels going to be able to recover. Davin Bajma, he's got it now. It's Scrimshaw. Comes in along the right. Bajma into the middle now, finds Walsh, who lets that one go. He scores. Reese Walsh gets on the board for the first time today and extends the Rebels' lead, now doubling up on the Crude, 8-4. That's a bit of a defensive line goal for the Rebs as Walsh, Vetch, Brown, and Scrimshaw all out there on the floor. Let's not forget Bajma. Really not one typical offensive player out there for that goal for the Rebels, so the decor are going to be celebrating tonight as well. It's my apologies. The Rebels now lead by 5. 8-3 is your score. Dylan Doken Contracting Limited is the Crude home jersey sponsor. DDC is a general contracting company. Their attention to detail and giving the customer what they ask for is our company's main objective. Call Dylan Doken Contracting Limited for your general contracting needs. Call 780-901-1664 and Dylan will take good care of you. Crude grab the ball in their own zone, push it back across half, trying to move with some speed, but drop back up to the point now for Wedman. Wedman, he'll feed that one out right. Fodchuk not looking for the pass. Now he is, but that's going to get fed out left now. Crude continue to move this one around. Wells feeds that out right. Fodchuk got it, tried to cut around Zorniak. Going to have to move back outside. Let's a big shot go there. That gets in on Carpenter. Rebound out now. Another save. Oh my. Carpenter, I don't know how he saw that one, but stuck the elbow out and kept that one out of the net. 8-3 remains your score with a 15-25 to go in the third. It's going to remain Crude ball in the Rebels zone. Central Social Hall can be a place for drinks with the girls, lunch with a client, brunch with your family, or a late night with your friends. Born and raised in Edmonton, they are committed to providing you with an outstanding restaurant and bar experience. Visit Central Social Hall at 280-525 St. Albert Trail. Up to the left now, in tight shot there. Carpenter makes the stop, and the fans thought it went in, but it was off the back of the net, and now the Rebels going to be able to move it across half. McKenzie has a man in Owen, who's in all alone. Owen in, and a nice toe save by Will Horn, and the Rebels going to be able to recover that one at half with a fresh 30. Baker's got it once again. Baker trying to find his way around his man. Gets that ball knocked out of his stick. A bit of a bobble for the Crude as they try to head up, but Fernando Runco gathers it in. Tried to move in with some speed, but met by some defenders. So going to turn back now and leave that up at the point for Wells. Austin Wells, he's got it now. At the top left, looking for a shot. Lets that go around the screen by Reese Walsh, but ball went wide. Dropped down to the corner now for Fodchuk. Fodchuk gonna let his shot go, and that's off the mask of Carpenter and into the corner. Fodchuk just gonna swipe that behind the net. Not sure why he wouldn't try to pick that one up, but nonetheless, Carpenter gonna gather that in his stick and feed it ahead now for Walsh. Walsh coming in, 2-on-1 here. Once again, gonna let that shot go there, and it goes off of Horn behind the net. Walsh recovers his own rebound, creeping up on 14 minutes to go now in the third. Simonson up at the point, gonna feed that one out over to the left. Rebels couldn't quite gather in that pass, but now do get it down in the left corner. Feed into the middle there. Simonson behind the back, but a nice stop by Will Horn. Just couldn't quite get that one over far enough to that right post. As the Crude move this one ahead once again. 13:40 to go in the second. This one fed into the middle. Stepping in here, Tyson Smith gets that ball stripped off him there. Smith left that one behind the net. Carpenter going to pick it up off his own net and feed that one up along the right. Matthew Vetch has got it as he steps across half now. Vetch, he's going to stop up at the blue line now and just leave that one there for Baker, as Baker's going to stream in now along the right side of the floor. Baker into the middle there for McKenzie, and that pass couldn't quite connect, but the Rebels able to gather in the rebound once again as we creep up on 13 minutes to go in the third period with 8 seconds on this Rebels shot clock. Baker tried to hit McKenzie. That pass knocked out of the air nicely by the Crude. Paul comes down to the corners. Baker putting on some forecheck pressure, but easily going to get brought across half by St. Albert, and left there now for Austin Wells. Wells, he's got it. Wells up to the point now. Cale Harris trying to find his way, a couple defenders, tries to find Wells once again. This ball going to come out loose and all the way across half, but the jump pass there by Wells evades the over and back violation. A nifty play by him, but nonetheless ends up in the stick of Tej Brown, so the Rebels going to push back across the other way once again. Drop now for Dylan Pook. Pook has it along the right side at that right shooter position and going to use the left side of the floor now. 12:20 to go in the third as the Rebels trying to step into the middle, but going to have to pull it back out after being met by some defenders as Simonson tried to let the quick stick go there, but his shot broken up. 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. Pook needs a shot. Lets that go. He scores! Dylan Pook puts that one away and extends the Rebels' lead now 9-3 over St. Albert with 12:09 to go in the third. Dylan Pook, he's got the ball now in along the right. Pook gonna move out towards the left, feeds that one out now. 11:47 to go in the third. Fed in there, and that one gonna be stopped up by Will Horn. Just got a visit from Terry Doken, who was making sure that I was saying the last name right on Doken Contracting Limited, but I surely let Terry know that I've got it right, don't you worry. I tried out for your team one time, Terry, but unfortunately I think I got cut on the second tryout. That's okay, still got drafted though, right, Tristan? Yeah, he knows. It's a big shot here by the Rebels, and they score. With 11:24 to go, the Rebels put that one away on the break. Zorniak, the man who does it that time, and now hitting double digits is Fort Saskatchewan. 10-3 is the score. Discover the legacy of Wedman Land and Cattle. With 4 generations of expertise, we are more than just a ranch. We are a tradition of excellence. From our quality cattle and performance horses to our reliable trucking services, we are here to serve your needs across Alberta. Choose Wedman Land and Cattle for service you can trust. Is the Crude going to move this down? Wedman almost lost his handle there. Speaking of the Wedmans here, I wonder where that sponsorship came from. Wedman down in the left corner now. Ball comes out loose as the Rebels try to recover here, and it looks like it's actually going to get turned over forcefully to Fort Saskatchewan. So Kohut going to have it in his own zone now as he's going to move that one ahead to the captain, Scrimshaw. Zender Ford, the car dealer in Spruce Grove, who will go above and beyond to meet their customers' needs and will work with you no matter what situation you are in. Conveniently located on Highway 16, have great hours. They can help you with any vehicle needs you may have. Visit Zender Ford at 99 Golden Spike Road, Spruce Grove. Loose ball push there by the Rebels, going to turn it over to the Crude. 10.5 to go in the third. It's the Rebels who lead this one by 7 over St. Albert. A lot further game apart than what we saw last time these two teams met here at Jerome McGinley Arena. As Rebels continue to get better and better as the season goes on, and the Crude's home side woes also seemingly continuing. Here is picking up in his own zone, Caden Pickering. Going to move that in along the left, tried to find Austin Wells. That one off his stick, but he's got it now. Wells steps in. The Crude let a long shot go there. That's a piece of the post. Comes out, and Carpenter going to be able to recover it. This is a good time to let you know to get your 50-50 tickets, your CROW LAX 50-50 tickets, that is, as the Rebels step in 2-on-1 here, and that shot goes off the post. But remember to scan that code in the bottom right of your screen there, or visit our socials at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter, if you're still confused by that one. Rebels have it here in the Crude zone. 17 seconds to go on their shot clock. Dylan Pook, he's got it now, going to let a long shot go there, and that one's stopped up by Horn. Comes out loose. Owen going to be able to recover for the Rebels and get the reset. Explore Fort Saskatchewan. Discover a place where family fun meets opportunity. Visit their historic downtown, scenic parks, and River Valley. Work in a thriving community. Play where every moment is memorable. Visit, work, and play in Fort Saskatchewan. The Rebels put another one away as the score now moves to 11-3. That goal put away by who looked to be Cale Owen for Fort Saskatchewan. 9:11 to go in the third. 11-3 your score. As I'll let you know, at Vimy Lacrosse, excellence is the standard. But led by some of the province's most decorated and experienced instructors, they are dedicated to molding well-rounded student athletes. Vimy Lacrosse is a fusion of sport, academics, and personal growth. Unleash your potential with Vimy Lacrosse. Explore the academy by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. CROW LAX TV and the RMLL Junior B Tier 1 Division are proud to be supporting the Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation and the Canadian Mental Health Association to implement their Talk Today program in 2020. In 2020, a beloved player of the game to many in the North Division, Chris Letendre, died by suicide, age 25, while battling mental health issues. The Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation was formed in 2021 to preserve his memory and call the lacrosse community to action in support of mental health in the game of lacrosse and beyond. Donations can be made by visiting our social media channels for a direct link at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. The Rebels do have a goaltender change, an unsuspected one here. So it looks like Jacob McGilvery going to come in for Bowen Carpenter, as we now have a penalty coming up. So a little bit of couple stoppages of play going on here between these two sides with 8:46 to go in the third, and all the ad reads are off, so no more listening to that here in the third. Now it's just lacrosse from here out, just you and me, and Tristan, of course. Don't leave him out of the game here. Davin Bajema going to step to the box for the Rebels, and it's going to be a 2-minute power play for the Crude. And of course, as I just tell you that ad reads are over with, I'll have to let you know that this Crude power play is brought to you by Extreme Threads, your one-stop shop for customized team or company apparel and sublimated team uniform. Wells going to feed that over to Fodchuk, get the return feed, and now use the left side of the floor. Quick shot, they score. The Rebels put that one away, pocketed. Or sorry, the Crude put that one away, pocketed by Cale Harris. Brings this game back within 7. 11-4 is your score. 8:35 to go in the third, and we'll be back 5-on-5. Oh my, do I love when Tristan Shaw hits a nice pan across the rink like that. Up into the center so we can get set for another face-off here. Wedman and Simonson going to step in to take it this time around. Simonson getting a little bit of rough stuff here from Wedman. The Crude going to be able to pick that up. Fodchuk, he's got it now. Lets that one rip. He scores. Joshua Fodchuk, his second goal of the night, finally gets one by from the outside. That one on McGilvery. So now only down by 6 are the Crude after 2 quick back-to-back goals. 8:26 to go in the third. Those ones only about 10 seconds apart by St. Albert. They keep that pace up, they won't need even overtime. They'll win this game by 10. Fodchuk battling for it here in front of the Rebels bench. Player knocked down. That should turn the ball over to the Rebels, and indeed that's going to be the case. Quick pass here, trying to find Simonson. Pass a little over his head, but he gains the rebound off the boards. Up to the point. That shot let go. And that's going to be saved there by Will Horn. Pushed ahead now. Wedman, he's got it. Debated moving with some speed, but now going to hold on as he's met by the Rebels defense. Out to the left now. The Crude start to move around this ball. Up to the point now. Austin Wells. He's got it. Wells looking for an option. Going to let that one go, and it goes way wide. But recovered by Fodchuk. No, I shouldn't say that, as Vetch causing some problems here on the ball recovery. Coming in to help out is Tyson Smith, letting the big body go, and now that's going to expire the shot clock, and the Rebels got it. Scrimshaw pushes that one ahead. McKenzie going to come in there, and what a stick. Getting in there by Fernando Runco, and that allows Horn to be able to recover for the Crude. 7:20 to go in the third. 8-second violation going to get called on St. Albert, so that's going to turn the ball right back over to the Rebels. Seth McKenzie brings it down for them into the right corner. Feeds that one all the way up to the left, trying to find Cale Owen. But now we have a penalty upcoming. And getting teed up is the Crude goaltender, Will Horn, unsportsmanlike. And that's going to put the Rebels back on the power play. 7:10 to go in the third. The Rebels an opportunity to spread out their lead here once again after surrendering 2 straight goals to St. Albert. Don't want to give them any life. You never know what can happen. So for the Rebels, a good opportunity to quiet the crowd here. Once again, Baker going to step up across the rag line and feed that across to Kohut. Kohut, he gets it back here once again. Drops that down to the right for Simonson. Simonson, fake pass back to Kohut. Kohut, pass it off to the left now. It's a big shot from the outside. They score. The Rebels make it 12-5 now over St. Albert with under 7 minutes to go on the third. Watch this. Your penalty kill graphic just disappeared thanks to who? None other than Tristan Shaw. Now your score bug updated as well. Nobody does it quite like Tristan, I got to be honest with you. He's a magic man. I'm going to check on the YouTube here, see if any of you commented. Feel free to leave a comment, maybe a Go Rebels or a Go Crude. Your teams could use it. There's 50 of you. I know one of you want to throw your support in the chat. Maybe even say hi to one of us. That's okay, too. It's CROW LAX TV. Anything goes. Well, not anything. Let's keep it friendly. That's for sure. 6:50 to go in the third as the Rebels step into the Crude zone once again, but quickly turned over. Fodchuk feeds that one ahead now. Finds Caden Pickering. Pickering has it at the point now, trying to find his way around Scrimshaw. Scrimshaw, sturdy defender out there for Rebels, just came back from injury only a couple games ago, but looking better than ever is Miller Scrimshaw. To the left now, the Crude lost their handle there. As always, Matthew Vetch applying some serious pressure, but it's going to be the Crude who are able to recover it this time around, but that's going to do it for their shot clock as it's going to be forcefully turned over to Fort Saskatchewan. 6:13 to go in the third period as the Rebels head up the floor here once again. Fed up along the right here for Simonson. He'll move over to the left now and just leave this one here for Kohut. Kohut's got it. They almost got the hidden ball going again. Simonson's the man with it. It almost got Tristan there. I saw him realize. It's now Wedman. Wedman's got it. Coming across with some speed, getting chased down by Cale Owen. Wedman around Owen. Trying to make it across another man, but mates 3 Rebels defenders, and that's quick turnover. Back to Fort Saskatchewan. 5:40 to go now in the third as the Rebels come across half. Riley Longmire, he'll leave that one there for Dylan Pook. Dylan Pook, of course, the brother of Connor Pook, who plays for the Junior B Tier 2 Titans out in Sherwood Park. Step into the middle here by the Rebels, and that's a save, but also a crease violation. So no worries there for St. Albert as they'll try to move across half here once again. Noah Reich, he's got it. Across the blue line now, Reich looking for an option, goes up to the middle now, finds his man. Over to Fodchuk now, the captain-on-captain battle one-on-one. You know, that always draws a little extra heat. Is now the empty net for the Crude as they're going for it with 5 minutes to go in the third. We'll see what happens. Big shot from the outside, a rebound in front, another save, and they score! 12-6. Now your score is the Crude put one away with the goaltender pulled. It worked that time. I'm sure you'll see them do it quickly again. If they could do it, I would be more humbled by this comeback than the Oilers coming all the way back 3-0 to head back to Florida. You'd see me all jacked up on Mountain Dew here, folks, if the Crude can do it. 6 goals is what separates these two teams, but the Crude, their highest scoring period of this game so far. Rebels able to pick this one up and bring it across a half, settle things down. The handout, that's always the universal signal for slow it down, don't panic, kill some time. So all the Rebels got to do here is Baker. Had a lane towards the middle, going to step that one back outside. Baker up to the point for Simonson, who's going to feed that one over to the left now. 4:28 to go in the third. Up to the right now, Dylan Pook, he's got it. Lets one go towards the net, he scores. Dylan Pook, his second goal of this contest, extends the lead back out for the Rebels, now 13-6. Easier score as the Rebels silence the crowd once again in St. Albert. 4:24 to go in the third. Aiden Bolsgaard needs a drink of water. Tristan Shaw needed to put on a t-shirt today. He's cooking over on the camera. It's going to be Bajma who picks it up. Tried to turn it back with some speed, but going to pull that up, feed that towards the center for Pook, who was looking for the hat trick there, but couldn't quite gather in that pass. The better defensive play by the Crude that time around. 4:05 to go in the third. Ball comes out. Austin Wells, he's got it now. Feeds that one back up to the point as the Crude go to work here in the Rebel zone. Not going to pull their goaltender this time around. It looks like a step into the middle there, and that one caught a piece of McGilvery. And back out, it's a race for the ball. Simonson seems a little gassed here, trying to pick up this ball, and he does now. 3:42 to go in the third as the Rebels just going to slow it down here once again. All they got to do is beat the clock at this point as they lead handedly over the Crude, 13-6. Walsh, they have it out to the right. Walsh going to spin off now, go all the way back up to the point. The Rebels just moving it around here. Cale Owen, 7 seconds to go now as he'll let one go from the outside, and that absolutely slammed off a helmet there and out of play. So it's going to continue to be Rebels ball as Kohut. He'll pick it up now for Fort Saskatchewan. 3:11 to go in the third. Kohut going to go over to the left now. Little head nod there brings Walsh out to grab that pass, and he'll quickly go to Kohut here once again. 15 seconds on the shot clock. The Rebels step towards the middle there, and a shot and a save by Horn, gathered in by his stick as well. Horn now looking for an option, going to go out to the left. 2:50 to go in the third. Wedman going to get the ball across half, feeds that one directly into the middle there, and that pass not able to be gathered in. Vetch did just enough that time to break it up. Feet ahead now into the middle. Scrimshaw in all alone. Scrimshaw there off the post, it seemed, or maybe a piece of horn. Not often you're going to see Miller Scrimshaw in on the breakaway, but couldn't convert that time around. But don't worry if you go back and watch it, Miller. I was hoping for you that time. 2:23 to go in the third. 13-6 remains your score as the Crude back to work in the offensive zone. 6-on-5. Once again, they were successful last possession they tried to do this. Can they make it happen again? Now headed back between the net. That was well executed by the Crude there to get their man back between the pipes. Under 2 minutes to go now in the third as the Rebels step in once again. Dylan Pook, he's got it up high outright and trying to step around to his defender. Couldn't do it, so going to evade back to the corner now. Pook try to use the body, getting a couple slashes, but now going to pass it off to Kohut. 5 seconds to go on the shot clock for the Rebels. Into the middle now, they score. Your score now 14-6 in favor of Fort Saskatchewan. 1:39 to go in the third. And that's going to send some fans out of the building. $1:39 to go in the third, as mentioned. 14-6 your score. Favor of Fort Saskatchewan. This ball comes out now, recovered by Badgema for the Rebels as he'll pull it into the St. Albert zone, going to cut towards the middle. Badgema in alone, and that's a save by Will Horn. Crude able to recover, feed that one ahead now for Caden Pickering, who's got it and will step across half. Pickering getting chased down by Badgema. Going to escape back out high and feed this one into the middle. He finds Austin Wells. Wells down now. He finds Fodchuk. Fodchuk back up to the point. Over to the right, Fodchuk, he's got it once again, tries to pass around Zorniak. Does there, a quick stick opportunity just wide as we're creeping up on a minute to go in the third. Fed ahead now. McKenzie, I thought, snagged that one. That would have been a high skill play there, but nonetheless, it's Crude who got it here. Noah Reich passes that one across half up to find Austin Wells once again. Wells into the middle now. 42 seconds to go in this third period. 14-6 remains your score here. 15 seconds to go on the Crude shot clock. Step into the middle there for Wells and a save by McGilvery. Scrimshaw going to step across half now. Scrimshaw. He's got it. Feed that one off now for Baker. Essentially all the Rebels got to do is hold on to it now with 17 seconds to go in the third and 12 seconds to go on their shot clock. This is the gentleman's part of the game where the Rebels will not pursue, and neither will Wedman. And they'll just chuck it down there, and that will do it for the shot clock. So, your final score here from St. Albert, it's lights out, and the Rebels have won 14-6 on the road against the Crude. Thanks for listening live here on CROW LAX TV. My name is Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw is giving you the last sights and sounds of the arena. But that's going to do it for us on this fine Saturday night. Again, thank you for tuning in, and until next time.